Hello, Internet. I'm Scott Heisel, Managing Editor of Alternative Press. We continue our Festival 12 coverage, short for, it's long for The Fest, actually. It's The Festival. It's the Festival of Juggalos, as you can see. As you can see by those people who are next to me, I'm here with half of Mixtapes. Please introduce each other. Don't introduce yourself, but introduce the other person you're standing next to.
This is Ryan Rockwell, also known as Cranky Orwell, because that's an anagram of Ryan Rockwell.
Shut up, is it really?
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
It is. This is Paul Cupper. He plays bass in our band. Question, though. Do you think that just calling it The Fest at this point... Hi, Eric. Eric's in Dillinger 4, who's my favorite punk band that's currently together, and I'm not just saying that, so round of applause for Dillinger 4. Do you think that just calling it The Fest at this point is egotistical, or do you think it's a good enough fest that it's earned it?
Well, I mean, it's always been The Fest, you know?
It's so much just like The Fest, like this is it.
It's always fun to explain to people where I'm going, because I go to so many festivals for work anyway. So it's like, oh, I'm going to the fest. Like, oh, what fest? I'm like, it's the fest. Like, well, yeah, but what's? I'm like, it's the fest. It's a fucking Abbott and Costello bit, basically, at this point.
It is like you try to explain it to them, and I think people that like aren't into the punk scene, when you say The Fest, they expect that you're about to name some crazy headliners that they've heard of because it's called The Fest. Like, oh, it's just a punk fest. And they just kind of seem like, oh.
I saw Daft Punk last night, and I saw, like, yeah.
It's just The Fest, but...
That's what all the mystery bands are.
Yeah, oh yeah, exactly. It's Daft Punk over and over again. It's
Daft Punk and like the Foo Fighters and other gigantic bands.
So
Phoenix.
Yeah, Phoenix.
Phoenix TX. It's Phoenix TX. It's Phoenix TX.
Because Phoenix is that band that I actually don't think anyone likes, but they play every festival.
I could name maybe 2 Phoenix songs. I don't know how they're a headliner at festivals.
Anyone that loves that band.
I think my wife's. I
know.
I think my sister-in-law. I think my sister-in-law likes Phoenix. And that's fine.
And it's really weird because the one person I do know who loves Phoenix is like a complete metalhead. It makes no sense at all.
Maybe they thought it was Phoenix TX. Again, fucking Phoenix TX.
They're not even metal though.
Not a very good band actually. I was gonna say a great band, but they were not a very.
Yeah.
Minimum Wage was a good song. GBOH is all right. The Threesome song.
GBOH would be considered un-PC now.
What was the song on that record that was about like? Oh fuck. Oh, Big Cock. I got a big cock. It's
Why Cowboy Toothpaste? Yeah.
I had that CD when it was. I bought the CD when they were still River Phoenix.
And on the front it said, "This is better than the last NoFX album." The sticker.
I didn't have a sticker on it, but I got it autographed at Warped Tour. And then, check this out, a couple years ago, I found it in a box. I'm like, I'm going to sell this on eBay, make some fucking money. 0 bids. 99 cent start price, 0 bids on an autographed River Phoenix CD. So no dice.
Do you remember the tour that was Bad Religion, Phoenix TX, and Blink? And Travis got injured, so the guitar player of Phoenix TX played drums for Blink. It was weird.
Really?
Yeah. Apparently he's supposed to be an amazing drummer.
Yeah, apparently he was. I saw him.
Well, I know that their band after Phoenix TX, Denver Harbor, featured Elon Rubin, formerly of FON, who now plays drums for fucking 9 Inch Nails and fucking Paramore. That dude's like one of the greatest drummers. He's like 12 years old. It's ridiculous. Such a good drummer.
Josh Freese.
He is, honestly. So, Paul, this is your first fest. Is that correct? You are not. You're the newest member of Mixtapes.
I came last year was like my first fest, and now it's crazy that I'm playing it, and that show was insane.
So you were here as an attendee last year.
Yeah.
Did you watch Mixtapes?
No, they played at the same time as a Wilhelm Scream, and I've never seen them before fest last year. So I was like, I've seen Mixtapes at least 6 or 7 times by now. I might as well see
Haven't
them.
we all?
I would pick Wilhelm Scream over watching us. I'd pick Wilhelm Scream over watching most bands. So.
They were great last night.
They were amazing.
So, do you think your new record, Ordinary Silence, is better than their new record, Party Crasher?
That's in our van. I just got a copy for free because I know dudes in bands, and I haven't listened to it yet, but probably not. I think it's better than most records in our scene. But Wilhelm Scream is a hard band to top at all, so no, it's probably not better.
All right. Well, at least you're being honest.
I would consider most bands in our scene kind of like the movie Black Sheep, as to where we're Tommy Boy.
All right. So
I don't get that reference at all.
So they all include David Spade, but all right.
And Black Sheep is good, but it's just not as good as Tommy Boy.
That's true. A little too much like political, skull and dagger stuff in the cloak and dagger. That's what it is. Skull foolery. No, it's tomfoolery. What the fuck's skull? It's
Skull Club. The George Bush
skulls. Skull.
Skull.
There we go. We got there. We got there.
It is. That's an Illuminati thing.
This is going really well. I'm really happy with this. I want to point out, by the way, that if those of you who are watching these Fest interviews, all 14 of you, we interviewed Jonathan Dina from the Swellers yesterday, in which Ryan interrupted the interview wearing the exact same outfit he's wearing today. Same shirt, same shorts, probably same underwear. I don't even know.
These shorts are Jordans. They were $50, and I don't regret it, and they're so comfortable.
I regret it. I regret it. So.
What do you look at yours?
I don't. When I saw him, the first thing I said, I was worried that no one here would wear uglier shorts than me, and then he proved me.
I was coming, and I decided on this tour I'm dressing like this. We've been on tour for a month. I'm wearing no band T-shirts this tour. I'm wearing plain Nike, Adidas. I got some Bape. I got a pink shirt with ice cream cones all over it. I'm not wearing any band shirts from now on when we tour. That's my new thing.
Speaking of ice cream, we should probably talk about why you were late to the interview, because you were eating ice cream and then had to go clean yourself up.
And I showed up with a messy face and sticky hands. Not on purpose. I am a messy eater, though. I honestly, truly am. My mom.
Is this true?
Very true. Very true.
I got it from my mom. Once my mom and I were at a restaurant, and she went to shake a ketchup bottle, and the lid flew off, and it went over the people next to us. That's a true story.
Well, that would be more her getting other people messy, not herself.
But it's genetically, maybe that's in part of him. So
I had cookies and cream and vanilla from Karma Cream, non-vegan because I'm not a hippie.
Yeah. There you go. Take that, hippies. So and tie it in. Your new album, Ordinary Silence, includes ice cream on the cover, right?
It does. Actually, I guess that makes for a decent story. Is Ryan Russell, who I'm sure you know. People don't know. He's done way bigger bands than us. He's done Against Me, Paramore artwork, and worked with a lot of cool bands, Death Cab for Cutie. And he kind of came in. We became friends because he just liked our band, and he came in, and we did 2 entire huge scenes for artwork for Ordinary Silence, where he took tons of pictures, like these big layouts, and we were really excited about both of them. And what became the cover was just a random B-roll shot. And we're looking at these big epic things, and we just came to that one. And for some reason, we were all like, this is cool. Like, granted, you came here, we spent days here, and that was a B-roll shot, but we just looked at it and we were like, that's the cover. So it's kind of funny because we had these big plans and didn't use any of them. We were just like, it was just perfect. It was so Midwestern, it was so fall looking, and it was just so like, it's like a Midwestern fence and there's like old rundown like Dairy Queen type place. We're like, it works.
So we should point out, too, that, it's been a few months since Ordinary Silence came out, but it was only a year between your first proper full-length, Even on the Worst Nights, and Ordinary Silence. They were pretty much within 12 months' time. And before that, So, and not to mention on top of that, you had a number of EPs before that. You've been a very prolific band in your short amount of time you've been a band. Do you feel like we're going to see another Mixtapes full-length in 2014?
I would like to think so, but it won't be like within a year. I think if we do come out with a record, it would be like towards the end of the year, like next fall, winter. Because I think we don't necessarily want to slow down, but we're just really happy with this record, and it's doing the best we ever have. So we just like to let it sink in a little bit, but at the same time, we're not really a band to rest. I don't want to just not do anything. I'd like to do another record next year, just not within a year. Also, I'd like to point out that AP gave our first full-length 4 stars and gave the new one 3.5 stars. And the review essentially said that we got better, but we didn't need to, and gave it a worse rating.
So, since you haven't gotten to really record with the band yet, seeing as you joined the band earlier this year, what do you think that you're going to bring to the recording process when you are working on new songs?
Oh, nothing.
All right. Is that a fair assessment?
The cool thing is, actually, our friend Matt Medina, who owns Animal Style Records, who I don't know if he got the idea from you, but he's getting married and is doing a 7-inch for his wife.
That's fucking stole my goddamn idea. I know you did. That's some bullshit.
Which also, El Scorcho is one of the 4 songs.
Are you fucking kidding me? Oh, shit. It's on, Matt Medina.
Not kidding.
You know what, Matt? You're hopeless. See what I did there?
But his fiance is half Japanese.
Really?
Yeah. Her name's Jess. But we just recorded a cover of We by the Descendants. Everything Sucks for that 7-inch. And Paul played bass. That was his first time recording. We did it in L.A. like in 4 hours. But it was awesome. He did really good. I played bass on our last album because I like playing bass. But Paul will add goodness. He's a good bass player.
I will say, and the live show became a lot more fun yesterday watching you, like, thrash. When you guys ended with your Korn cover, and that's not a lie, they ended with a Korn cover, watching you, like, fieldy the fuck out of that bass. You were doing fucking full-on Fieldy's Dreams, just like,
Thank you for hitting one of the worst albums ever.
I was trying to think of this. I was trying to think of if we could do a 10 essential in the magazine of 10 essential solo albums by bass players, what could you put on it? Because obviously Fieldy's Dreams would be on it, but maybe a Dan Andriano record? But like what other bass players made a solo record that's good? And by the way, Fieldy's Dreams, not a good record. It's a horrible.
44 is a solo album, right? Does that count? Is that a band?
That's a band. I mean,
okay, but other than that record's not bad. It's not great.
Other people did contribute on Plus 44. It wasn't just Mark Hoppus.
Yeah.
Thanks, fanboy. Mark Hoppus' Twitter is like your bad uncle who just tells these jokes, and you just realize how out of touch Mark Hoppus has become.
Can we talk also about how the time when you tweeted about, not two, but just about, you tweeted about Travis Barker being in the Aquabats, didn't tag him, did not tag him.
Within 15 minutes, he did respond. I was so mad.
Super mad.
You responded and you were like, oh my God, because I just tweeted about Travis Barker being in the Aquabats, like with his tough guy attitude on his TV show. Did not tag him, which means he searches himself either fairly often or the timing was impeccable. He just happened to search himself. And he was mad and he called me bro in quotations. I remember. I need to find it.
Or maybe he like pays someone to like monitor him on social media. Yeah, that blew my mind a little bit. That someone who he has to have what, $50 million in the bank probably.
At least, honestly.
At least, I mean, honestly, you know,
Dude is rich. Yeah. And he cares really a lot what I think about him in the Aquabats, apparently.
And you weren't even insulting him, really.
Not really. I was just like, hey, you're in the Aquabats, and you seem like a totally different person now, which is fine. I'm not to judge you. Your wife seems horrible. They got divorced, right?
Yes.
Good.
Yeah, I think so.
We were actually talking the other day, Cincinnati is kind of sad because you can't think of a band that's really made it from Cincinnati. I mean, if you count 98 Degrees, which was still like a 6th-rate boy band, and then like Blessed Union of Souls, which do you even remember them?
Sure. I Swear. Oh no, I Swear was
no.
I know I Swear was All for One. They were, I believe.
And then, but other than that, like there's not a Cincinnati band that's made it, unless you count Foxy Shazam, which no one does.
But they are unstoppable. They can't be defeated.
Are they actually popular?
I don't know. I like them a lot. I like Foxy Shazam a lot.
Like Eric is.
And that fucking music video they did where they shot it in the goddamn like cathedral or whatever, holy shit. I don't know what the budget for that was.
Weird bands, I see their videos and I see them like on the Madden soundtrack, but I don't know if they do. I don't know. They're a weird band to gauge. Other than that, I mean, we're coming up. We're going to make it.
Is that the goal? What is the goal with Mixtapes at the end of the day? I mean, I know we talked about this, and you said yesterday on stage, too, talking about you never thought that you'd play a show outside of Cincinnati. And so obviously all these things feel like, you know, kind of milestones and achievements. So, but at this point, you know, your band is rolling a little bit in the positive direction. So what are some goals or achievements you really want to kind of unlock in the next year? Like, what are some things that you want to do in 2014 that you haven't accomplished yet?
Get a fleet of blimps.
A fleet of blimps?
Yes.
Like dirigibles?
Yes.
I've always said, if you're a hard-working band, like honestly, like that wants to work really hard with low expectations, I think you're always happy and can be impressed, like with what you do. Because we literally didn't start as a band to like tour like a lot of bands do, or like to make money. There's nothing wrong with that. I mean, obviously most bands start to tour, and I love that we get to. But we didn't even start like it'd be cool to tour. We made maps. We didn't have a band, and we were just like, it'd be cool to play a show in Cincinnati. And then Dear Landlord offered us our first actual tour, and they liked the record, and then we had to decide. And then we got offered another tour, and then kind of another one. And then Matt wanted to put out the record, so we're like, I guess we either should do this a lot or not do it at all. We didn't want to just half-ass it, so we just chose to do it, and it just kept on going. But we still don't really have plans. Like, I mean, we're going to be on some amazing tours next year. We're getting awesome opportunities, and I just think we're lucky. Like, I really don't think we have plans. Maybe I think it's for the best. I don't have plans. I have plans to make awesome songs.
That's all you can ask for then. So,
I mean, the fact that we've even written stuff that people have come up to us, you know, said it helped them through tough times, like as cheesy as it sounds, is awesome.
So about Fest, you mentioned you attended Fest last year. Yeah. Didn't see Mixtapes because who needs to see Mixtapes?
Yeah, he saw us many times before that. He liked it.
Yeah.
But
they
so
actually were like one of my favorite like newer bands that had come out. It was like this is actually
well and good. So going from Fest attendee to Fest performer, did you have to change your mindset at all in how you kind of go about festing as a verb? You know, like how do you kind of view Fest now from, you know, behind the curtain?
Yeah, it's a lot different this year. As last year when I was here, it was like I gotta see this band, and this year now we've been on like a 5-week tour. I've had friends who come down to this. So it's like, I'm just going to follow them around to whatever they want to do. You know, I don't really get to see them during tour. I'm just excited to see them, to see like all my friends and stuff.
Bouncing off that, it's funny is, we were talking last night. The first 2 times we did Fest, I think from Cincinnati, we just played 3 shows on the way down and drove straight home. We were so full of energy running around for like 4 or 5 days here. Now, like, we've literally been on tour for over a month and we're here. And I was like, last night after we played, I was like, watch the Fake Boys and go back to the hotel and play video games and go to bed. I was like, I'm just tired. Like, when you just aren't on tour, like, you have all that energy, and, like, now that we're playing it. But I will add that Paul is a great addition to the band. He does have so much fun on stage, and it's so nice to have somebody. Yeah, I mean, you know what I mean?
Absolutely. It was like watching like the Energizer Bunny just go crazy on stage, and like watching you like time, like, 'cause, you know, like seeing you figure out when in the song you could just play the root note on your bass and then grab the palm tree with your other hand and throw it just to make sure you weren't missing any notes. Like that, I like that a lot. You're like, okay, this is the E part, so I can go like this, and then and how it goes, and that was good. Kept the energy going. So, whose idea was the palm trees and the beach balls, by the way?
Ryan's. He actually bought like all the beach balls and everything. Yeah, he didn't tell us. He's just like, I wanted to get this with band money, but I didn't know if everyone was going to be cool with it, so I just went ahead and paid for it out of pocket and decided, even if you don't want to do it, fuck you, we're doing it. Basically, it's...
Exactly what happened.
It worked out really well. And
Yeah, but of course, like, he told us this, and we're like, yeah, that's an awesome idea. We should do that.
every show. So, does anyone have any Mixtapes tattoos? Do you have a Mixtapes tattoo?
Like for the band?
Yeah, do you have like a Mixtapes tattoo?
No. I do have a Black Tie Bombers tattoo.
Do you really? Look at that.
The old band that he hated. That he,
I didn't hate him. I was just like,
pestered him. I was a punk kid on Punk News. I just wanted us to get attention. I was young.
the only account on Punk News worse than that was the AKA's account. That was the worst Punk News spam account ever.
Are they in any band?
Mike Ski, I think, tattoos people still. He was always a tattoo artist. That's what he does. I don't know if they're playing any music anymore. So.
Okay.
And with that,
We're a terrible band.
the AKAs used to be everywhere but are now nowhere.
Very true, and I get that.
And with that, we will sign off. Thank you very much for watching, Internet. Enjoy the rest of your festing. Say goodbye to Mixtapes here.